And welcome back to Blackpool, where the sun is trying to come through the grey here for the afternoon session. Well, the ladies' finals were played here yesterday, and we have the highlights of the two semi-finals and the final for you at this time over the next 3 days. Now, this is the semi-final lineup. Maureen Bresnan against Pat Holt will start us off today. Tomorrow you'll be able to see Diane Hunt against Dilys Jackson. That's the match that we will see here in a few moments' time. Maureen against Pat Holt. And here are the details of Maureen. She's 58. She lives in Wirral on Merseyside, and she is a member of the Victoria Park Club. And her opponent is Pat Holt, who's 49. She plays for her hometown club of Great Harwood in Blackburn. So it's Maureen Bresnan against Pat Holt. A place in the final at stake. You'll be able to see that on Wednesday. Our commentators, Mike Leach, and he's joined in the box by Mary Ashcroft.
About 15 inches behind again. Another excellent lead. Well, it has a big chance. What a good ball. I don't think she'll be short at it. And in fact, it's just turning away. Oh, Pat Holt, one in. Not much room for another, but she must go for it. She needs them. She's certainly gone for it. Rested her own. What a good bowl. Certainly got one. She may just have moved her own bowl out.
Measures, Maureen. Yes. Pegs, please.
Terry Ashcroft, the referee, calling for pegs. The first time the measures have been required.
Yeah, that Luke's favourite. One against the two.
Mary Wilson on the right, and Greta Turner on the left.
Against the two reds, please.
You're pegging one against two.
One against the two.
These girls are sisters. The sisters, they play at Lytham. Two local girls.
You touching? Touching and tight.
Okay.
That one first. You touch the ball, Greta.
Well, that one's in.
That's one.
Yeah. And this one looks the nearest.
Okay.
Yeah, two. Big round of applause from the crowd for a very brave second bowl there by Pat Holt, making two. Putting her now well in contention. 14-17. Very meticulous follow through there of Pat. Usually a sign that they like the ball when they stay on the mat admiring it. Just going to be about a yard short. In the way. Yes, and it's got Maureen. She's very uncertain, standing on the mat. She's changed the wood over twice in her hand already. Decided to follow it, finger peg, and risk running into the back of it. Well, she won't do that, but it's forced her narrow and not won it. Big chance now for Pat to couple up and put more pressure on her opponent. She's certainly reached this time. If she can hit her own, she'll finish up with 2 good woods. Just scrape past. Made 2. Now, Maureen's still thinking about whether or not she should be playing the other peg, and this time she's changed her peg. This is a very ambitious bowl, and she's certainly reached. She's close to the jack. What a good bowl. Pat conceding that. That's 3 times in this game when Pat's been lying 2 good woods and Maureen's come with a great saver. $18-14. Front toucher on a difficult mark to a swinging thumb peg. Well, Pat very close. Perfect line. Just going to give up. A good second. Again, she's standing on the match. Certainly gives it some thought as to whether or not she's playing the right peg. She's decided, I don't think there's any way she could knock Pat's bowl in any event, and she's decided to go up for another. Just given up, but it's balking. Now, Pat indicating she's going to strike. Now this should be interesting. Well, oh, she's struck. She's close. She's hit it. What a brilliant... If the jack stops on, she's in. If the jack stops on, it's going nearer and nearer the edge. Will it stay? Stopped. Rapturous applause. A brilliant bowl.
I think Pat surprised herself then, Mike. But it's obviously it was well worth a try at that stage of the game. It was a very, very important chalk.
Well, the game had nearly gone if she missed that, but what a brilliant strike. Now, how nice to see Maureen smiling, even though really it was a bit of a sickener for her to have a front toucher beaten. Now Pat going full corners now. This is a tremendous distance. Virtually a full 60 yards from mat to jack. And what a lead! And what a lead! See, Maureen's missed the land. Yeah, there's a few people who'd missed the land there. You could give Brian Duncan a few bowls at that Pat's lead and he wouldn't beat it. Now can she couple up? It's not looking quite the same pace as her first. It's not going to be bad. Not going to be bad. 2 good bowls. Back in the game as she counts these. Can Maureen find yet another brilliant bowl when she lies 2 down? She's close. Yeah. Pat's had a good look, decided she's only won. 16-18 now. Presumably going to come back in the corner. I imagine she's going to come back finger peg as well. Been absolutely consistent. Every time Pat has had the jack, she's gone finger, and every time Maureen's had it, she's gone thumb. Not quite in the full corner, but still a long, long way. Nice, easy style. Obviously no trouble reaching. The green is running well, and this bowl, she's just overplayed it, that's all. That ball, Mary, it's actually gone 2 yards past the jack, but it was really only about 18 inches overplay.
Yes, it's running fast in this corner. I think Jack Lee and his staff have done an absolutely marvellous job on the green from what it was at the beginning of the season, and it looks as if it's a pleasure to play on. Really does. Effortless to reach the corners, Mike.
Seems to be. These girls certainly seem to have no trouble. Now, will it reach? The crowd not sure whether it's going to reach or not, and it's just giving up. Oh. Maureen lying in with one. Chance to be all but now. Land looks right. Yes. What a good bowl this is.
They're both county bowlers, Mike. Maureen plays for Wirral County and Pat plays for North Lancs and Fylde. So really they've had a lot of experience on, you know, on this type of game. And they're certainly playing up to county standard, aren't they?
They certainly
Credit.
are. No sign of nerves, neither of them seems worried about the occasion. There's a big crowd here. Not quite as big as for the final day of the Waterloo itself, but still a big crowd. 2016, good lead needed, and I think she's slipped up. Lengths right. Just about 5 feet wide. I expect Pat to beat this. Much better land. Will it reach? This game's not dead yet. Because somehow I don't think that this is going to win. It's going to give up. Perfect line. She's looking at that anxiously, and rightly so, because she slipped up. She had a big chance for two there, only one. 17-20. Now, 17-20. Been a long game. Been on the green, these two, for the best part now of 3/4 of an hour. And when you consider that one of them only had to score 16, that's a remarkable length of time. Now, for the first time, a change. Pat's led out thumb peg. But I'm afraid that it's the worst lead she's made. Big chance now for Maureen. Well, it's running, but it's still going to be short. It's going to be about a yard off. But she lies game with that. Now, much better bowl here from Pat. Brilliant ball under pressure. Maureen still playing thumb peg. Her own bowl just balking her. Can she pass it? Just passed it on the narrow side and gone out. $18.20. Still Pat can't get up at this end, but if she gets in this end, they'll be going for game together. And it's always seemed like a game that was going to finish close. Now, what sort of lead can she make this time?
Mike, it's a good lead. It's a good lead. I wouldn't like to forecast who's going to win this match.
No. Certainly if Pat gets in here, it's absolutely even money. Maureen's favourite at the moment, of course, because she can get up. And the crowd think it's short. And they're just right. It's just given up. The road to the Jack Open. She can just play a good wood here. She can really close out this end on Maureen. This time she's overreached. Will it stop in time to get another? Not quite. But having said that, that wood could still come into play if Maureen overreaches, which she's likely to do. Well, she said, will it win? Will it win? No, it's hit wrong. Oh, look at some of the crowd getting very excited. Maureen managing a wry smile, I think, there. Hit the other side of that bowl, should have won. 19-20 now. Anybody's game. That shortening the length now. The sort of length that she started off the game playing. Well, the road looks right. The road looks absolutely right. Just trickling past, yeah. They're already saying run away in the crowd. It's going to give up. It's going to give up. Now, will Pat lie game now? 2 ends ago, Maureen was the one lying game with a wood a yard short. She's still found time for a word with somebody in the crowd then, Maureen. Well, I think she's slipped up. I don't think she's got one. Well, that's taken all the pressure off Maureen Bresnan now. I would expect her to beat this now. It's trickling out. Oh! Well, Pat's wafted it out. Do they allow that, Mary, at this women's game?
I think she's getting carried away. I mean, God, 20 across. You 20 across.
Well, now then, what a dramatic game it's been. 20 all. Pat Holt leading out. Just, I think, a bit of pressure showing there on both players at the last end.
It's the finish that the crowd love. It really is, and very tense on the players and their particular markers.
Well, what sort of lead has she made? The lead's crucial. Well, the shouting run
She
away.
likes it.
It's not going to be much short.
She likes it, I'll tell you.
It's a brilliant lead. Well, Maureen, whatever else she does, she must reach. And she has done. She's given it a chance. It's just going to go too far, but it's going to be in a good position. Now, it's at times like this that you need a cool head. It's very important for Pat to get another, even though she only needs one. Because if she doesn't get another, Maureen can strike out a winning bowl. So it's absolutely crucial. And she's done it. She's nearly beaten her first. Oh, well, that's really
Brilliant.
the only thing I think Maureen can do now is to play well through. If she connects with the first bowl, if she connects with it, she could count the end yet. Just missed it.
What a good game. Marvellous play.
And so in the first semi-final, Pat Holt wins in the most dramatic of finishes, 21 against Maureen Bresnan, 20.
Fabulous comeback from Pat Holt, as good as anything we've seen here today so far. Pat Holt then through to the final, 21-20, where she'll meet the winner of tomorrow's semi-final, Diana Hunt against Dilys Jackson. Now, it was an interesting match, and also a debut for Mike Leach as a commentator. Great game though, Mike. What a match to start your career with.
Certainly was. Easy game to commentate on. It was a wonderful game, but the quality of play and the sportsmanship were absolutely top class.
We've started our transmissions again with a 21-20. I hope that augurs well for what's to come.
Well, yeah, it's going to be a hard act to follow, though, isn't it?
It is indeed. About this time yesterday, we saw Maureen Bresnan losing to Pat Holt, and today it's Diana Hunt against Dilys Jackson. Here are the details of Diana. She's 50, from the Farmer's Arms Hare and Hounds, and she comes from Swinton. And Dilys, her opponent today, 46, from Burton Road High Ladies, and she comes from Salford. Well, the commentators are Mike Leach and Mary Ashcroft, and we can join the match at the 20th end. And Diana Hunt leads, and she is ahead by 19-12.
Going for game now. Big psychological difference between 18 and 19. And she's back on the mark where she got most of her points early in the game, when she built up the lead that really she's never looked like losing. Yes, it's another good lead. At a yard narrow, but not easy to beat. Well, that land looks right. Pegging now. Pegging to the jack. Good ball. Again, this is perfect land, but she's left it. An uncharacteristic short bowl. That is a surprise. Now, certainly left Dilys room here for two, and she's going to catch up now. She needs to get them in twos. Didn't just send that quite as cleanly as the last, but I don't think it'll matter. Or will it? Will it ever peg in? fallen nearer. Now having a look. Diane kicking out the first bowl, looking long and hard to see whether or not it's 2. No. Dillis is pointing to Diane, saying she fancies Diane's for second, but she's now asking for measures. Measurers making their way onto the green to the now customary whistling. Mary Wilson on the left and Greta Turner there on the right. Now, Terry Ashcroft telling them what he requires. He requires Dillis's second bowl. She's already got one. He requires her second bowl to be measured first because it's that 1 wood against the other 2, both Diane Hunt's bowls. If either of Diane's is nearer, then it's only 1, and that's it. 13-19 now. She can't afford to make any more mistakes now. So she's decided now to go across the middle of the green. Thumb peg. Just not quite on the land. Just not led quite as well. Needs good leads now. It's not a bad bowl. The jack's close to the edge, and I think Diane's going to give up short. So now, very important bowl this. If she can just get one near the jack now, she's every chance of counting 2 this end, and then she's well back in the game. I think the danger is she'll take too much out. Well, it's the land's right, it's a good bowl this. That will be hard to beat. She can't afford to go racing at it. But Diane has shown herself a player well capable of playing crucial bowls when it matters. And here's one. And it's trickled out. Left 2, I would think. Right through the gap. Yes, no hesitation. 2. 15-19. This game certainly not dead. From Dillis's point of view, 5 minutes good bowling now from her, and she's in with a big chance. Comfortable distance for them both, about 40 yards, finger peg, needs a good lead. Pace of it doesn't look bad, might stop fractionally short. Not be a lot off. Good bowl indeed. She looked dead and buried a few minutes ago, but now the pressure's off. And now it's Diane who's under pressure. Good line, but pegging round, shows it's short. Not really in the way. Dillis can afford to come up for a second here. And if she lies in with 2, she really is back in the match. She's a bit more spring in her step after that, but will it peg in enough to get another? Doubtful. Well, if the wood at the last end was important, this is doubly so. One or two of the crowd saying that it has a chance. Will it reach? Will it reach? What a bowl. What a bowl. A bowl that was greeted with very sporting applause, not just by the crowd, but by Dilys Jackson herself. And if there's one wood that looks as if it's won the game for Diane Hunt, that will be it.
Score is Diane Hunt, all got Dilys Jackson, 15.
Winner of this game will play Pat Holt in the final. Will beat M Bresnan in a very dramatic and closely contested semi-final, 21-20. Leading for game now. Well, certainly not a bad lead at 20. 3 feet wide, perfect length. All the pressure now back on Dilys Jackson. And how she responded to it. Just narrowed, but looks to have won it. Certainly looks to have won it at that angle. Will this reach? Will it reach? That dreadful sound that the bowler comes to know only too well of the crowd groaning as it's short. So, still the game's alive. And 2 here would make the game interesting. Perfect land. Will it reach for 2? Just perhaps given up. Quick look. Look from the other side. Make sure her eyes weren't deceiving her first time, and they weren't. It is only one. 16-20. Well, I think she's right. I think this was a place where she looked as if she might just beat Diane Hunt earlier. She's gone right into the corner, presumably with a view to going full corners if she gets in. And this is a difficult mark. Anything within a yard here is a good wood. I think she's slipped up. She's going to be short. It is fast down here, but I wouldn't expect that to count. This has certainly reached. The question is, where will it stop? A brown piece now, just between now and the ditch. Just stopped on. Fell over, otherwise it could have gone off. So, now, line game. Dilys Jackson, everything to do. Well, she's certainly passed her other. Passed her other. Will it go out? Gone now, I think. Gone down the fast bit. That's it. It's all over. And Diane Hunt beats Dilys Jackson 21-16 to get to the final of the Greenall Whitley Ladies Waterloo.
So the ladies' final tomorrow then is between Pat Holt and Diana Hunt, and that should be quite a battle.
She's very close. She's very close to winning it. Oh, what a ball. This is absolute top-class play now from these two girls. As the game gets towards the end, the play is getting better. That's always a good sign of good players. Diana just moving off the mat, just so she can see how much room she's got. She might think about changing her peg. No, she's certainly played through. Where she's near, just over the top this time. She did change her peg. 18 all, and a well-earned round of applause for Pat Holt for making a good recovery. 16-10 down. Looked as if she wasn't going to be in the game, and then just one bit of fortune when Diana knocked her in. But since then, she's played really well. Back on the mark where she played two such good woods last time. Just gone a fraction further, jack a bit nearer the edge. Good tactics. Can she make a lead? Oh, the land's certainly right. Might just cut an inch away, but not much more. What a good lead. Well, Mary, who's your tip to win now?
I wouldn't like to tip either of them. I think they're both bowling magnificently. They really are. They're brilliant.
Just going to drift past. And now, having drifted past, it drifts off. A lot of pressure now on Diana. 18 all. One wood in the ditch. And Pat with two very good woods. The only consolation about those is if she beats one, she'll probably beat them both. But there's nothing to play throughout. She has to pick out a perfect length to win here. Well, she's a bit of a chance. She's a bit of a chance. What a bowl this is going to be if it wins. Oh, brilliant bowl. Applauded by her opponent and crowd alike. That's an absolutely brilliant bowl at 18 all. She's really struggled to get any points at all in the latter part of this game. And the relief on her face. 19-18. Her turn to change the distance. Going towards the other corner now. This is interesting. Very long thumb peg mark. The delivery is still immaculate, I have to say that. The length looks right. Might just drift past now. Half a yard, no more. It's still a well-played bowl. She's praying that it won't fall off. I think she must think it's nearer the edge than it is. Has Pat reached? Quite a drastic change of length here. Will it run? It's going to be close. It's going to be close. The crowd are saying run away. The people in the crowd leaping up and down. It must have won it. Now, will this reach? No. I think Diana rather deceived herself there. She thought her first ball had gone further through than it had. So now it's Pat playing up. Chance to go 20-19 ahead. But I don't think she's going to be. I think it's going to be 19 across. Because I can't see this reaching. Well, they're applauding it as if it... Some people in the crowd cheering as if that had got one, but I'd be very surprised if it has. Diana's having a long, hard look at it, but she looks reasonably happy that it's only one. Pat certainly doesn't mess about when she comes up to look at them. Quick look, mat down, one only. 19 across. High drama. The final of the Greenall Whitley Ladies Waterloo is going to be remembered by everybody who's watched it as being a marvellous game.
Mike, I think it's a credit to the ladies. It's this game and and both semi-finals. It's played in the right spirit. Everybody's enjoyed it, and it's been good bowling.
It has, yes. It's exactly the right balance of keenness and courtesy. And what a good lead this is. She's really not wavered under pressure at all, Pat Holt, and she had enormous pressure in her semi-final. She's been well behind in this game, and I think she's caught Diana here. She's caught her. Now this bowl, very important, needs to get two to lie game. Taking her time. Delivery looked right. Well, it's certainly going to be at least as good as her other. Two alike. Again, though, as before, Diana beats one, she'll beat them both. And she's shown herself to be a lady who can play under pressure. How's it gonna? Is it gonna win? It's one off it. One off. Well, they're looking.
Diane.
What a lot of pressure. 2019 down, just drifting past. Not won it. How the game changes. A minute ago, Diana Hunt had to play a wood to stay in the match. Now she's the one who lies game. Can Pat play a wood equally as good? Well, she's certainly given it a chance. She's given it a chance. Can it get past? Has it won it?
Well, what a brilliant bowl, Mike. Marvellous play.
The girls shaking hands again. Presumably anticipating that there'll only be one more end, though with Diana's striking, there's no guarantee. And the last two ends have shown bowling of the absolute highest calibre. Yes, 20 all. Of course, if Diana, or indeed if Pat, were to knock the jack off, there'd be another end. So it's not absolutely certain to be the last end. What sort of lead has she made? Well, will it peg in? It'll hang back a bit, but it's a perfect length. Absolutely impossible to predict who's going to win now of these two girls. They've both played so well. This land looks better. This land looks better. It's going to win. It's going to win. Oh, now that is a wonderful bowl. Now it's Pat's turn to strike. Can she hit it? She's taking her time. Silence. She's struck. She's close. She's close. Just underneath.
Well played, ladies.
And Diana Hunt from Swinton has won the final 21-20 in the most dramatic circumstances.
Yes, a superb ladies' final, and quite a moment here for the winner, Diana Hunt from Swinton near Manchester. The emotions obviously running high as she accepts the applause of the crowd. All that remains now is for Jack Lee, the bowls manager here at the Waterloo, to get the prize ceremony underway.
The runner-up, a cheque for £500 and the Cambrian soft drinks trophy. I will ask Mr. Buckley, the regional sales manager of Greenall's Retail Management, to present the necessary, the trophy and the cheque. Pat Holt. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1989 Greenall's Ladies Trophy winner, a cheque for £1,000 and the trophy, Diana Hunt.
Diana Hunt, a very happy lady, and they have certainly given the men something to follow there, haven't they? A tremendous ladies' final. Well, here